And get yourself settled straight away. So you can lie on your back. If you would rather sit down, you can do. We just want to find any comfortable position for the next few minutes. If you would like to use your home props of rolled up blankets and cushions, again, please do. You can sit on your blanket, you can bring it under the backs of your knees, under your torso. Our only aim for the next few minutes is to get really comfortable, to feel supported. So it's like not one drop, one grain of your body needs to activate. You can allow yourself to soften down to your deepest layer. This softening isn't like a switch. It is this process you can drop into. This ongoing unraveling, shifting, adapting. There is no short action. It is this continuous process. Begin to bring your breath a little more deeply into your body. As you breathe in, feel fresh breath, fresh prana fill up your torso, all the way up to your collarbone. As you breathe out, try to relax your shoulders, the front of your body, and allow that to help you soften even more. As you breathe in, you activate, you fill, you create space with your breath. And as you breathe out, relax. And allow your front body to soften into your back body. Keep breathing. And allow this focus this softening to be your only task for the next few moments. Breathing into where you are right now. And just exhaling, riding that sensation of relaxation, of softening. We are working again with the element of light. In our yoga practice, the element of light allows us to see things clearly. Seeing things, situations, without our filters of the past, of our judgments and expectations. Allowing yourself to be in this moment and to see and experience it as a brand new moment. Not rushing to apply our past experiences to it, as useful as they are. But instead keeping that open kind of curiosity. even as you lie here, just breathing. Each breath is new. Each breath is unique. You can take one breath and think, I know what's happening there, and give it no further thought, no further attention. But what happens when you give each breath your equal attention? You start to notice each moment is different, and we can fully experience it once we remove that filter, our judgment. Now begin to deepen your breath even more. If you're lying on your back, start to wiggle your fingers and toes. We will keep this breath throughout the practice, slow and steady. And when you are ready, you can start to move your body. Maybe starting off with little wiggles. Really just listening to what your body wants right now. So just like when you wake up in the morning, you just kind of move and stretch without thinking about it. You're not planning anything. When you feel ready, roll over onto your side. This is a flow class, but we are going to try to move slowly to preserve our peace, so that we can shine our inner light even more effectively. We can see more clearly when we're calm and focused. From your side, bring your hands down and slowly bring yourself all the way up. So we're actually going to start in a seat. And you can take any seat. I'm going to offer you sitting on your heels if that feels okay. If you want to get your big rolled up blanket or any cushion and bring it under your knees or your hips, you can. If you would rather sit on your bum, that's fine. Take your time to get there. Sit nice and tall. Close your eyes for a moment. So from here, you can keep your eyes closed. Let's bring the hands up to the forehead. Bring them into prayer and just touch your thumbs to your third eye. This is the area at the center of your forehead. This is the associated area for light energy, our all-seeing third eye center. Take one more big breath in and one more breath out. So you can do this if you're sitting on your bum, staying on the floor. With your next breath in, if you're on your knees, rock yourself forward a little bit, press down through your shins, and stand up onto your knees. As you do this, part your arms, cactus them. Press your heart forward, drawing the hands back. As you breathe out, sit back down slowly. Bring the arms back together, hands to prayer, and touch the thumbs to your forehead. Just two more like that. Move with your breath. Try to draw in your low belly for support. As you inhale, press down. Open out your arms, you can cactus them to press your heart forward. And as you exhale slowly, we don't want to rush this. Sit yourself down and tap the thumbs to your third eye. One more big breath in, press down, lift up, open out your arms. So this time, using lots of control, draw your belly in, stick your bum back and start to lean forward. If you're in a comfortable seat, you can switch onto your hands and knees now. We're trying to reach forward as far as we can before putting the hands on the floor. As you breathe in, come forward into a tabletop, hands and knees position. Bend your elbows here a little bit, keep them soft, and look down between your hands. We will layer this flow and we'll go a lot slower the first few times. Focus on your breath and make sure that everything feels positive in your body. So it can feel challenging, but we don't want any damage, any pulling, anything that will physically or mentally causes any stress. So keep your elbows bent here, look forward and take another big breath in. Draw in through your low belly. As you breathe out, bend your elbows and see if you can lower your heart to the floor. So your bum might stay in the air, or you can just go straight onto your belly. That is completely up to you. So as you breathe in now, I'm going to give you the option to pick the heart up. And then as you breathe out, you tuck your tailbone and let that wave take you all the way through onto your belly. We will set up this cobra, spend a little bit more time here. Try and place your hands under your elbows-ish. Fingertips point forward. Press the tops of the feet into the floor for some support. Activate your legs. As you breathe in, draw your shoulders back and peel your heart off the floor. So we're not trying to push the floor away to get height yet. We're peeling and drawing the shoulders back. Take one more big breath in here. And then as you breathe out, drawing through your belly, maybe you can press yourself up and glide back to your child's pose, hips to heels. There's going to be a lot of transitions between poses in this class that some of our bodies might find tricky. I still find them tricky, that's kind of the point. But it's really important here that we don't become frustrated. You can find other ways to move. Everything I'm offering you is kind of a guide, a suggestion. You do have freedom to move in the best way for your body. So it kind of doesn't really matter how you get into each pose. Just make sure you're giving it your attention. Make sure it feels good. And try to keep a sense of floatiness, that awareness as you move so that your body can take it all in. So before we move again, take a big breath in through the nose and then pour it out of your mouth. As you breathe in, reach forward, come up to your hands and knees. A neutral tabletop. But down between the hands, tuck the toes. If you would like to substitute downward facing dog with table at any time, you can do. Otherwise, with your next exhale, draw in your front body towards the back and then pick your knees up off the floor. From here, maybe start to stretch out, pushing the floor away from your face. So if you imagine like an animal, a dog, getting up in the morning and they stretch and they lengthen. We're looking for that length in our upper body. Our legs can stay bent. Remember to relax your head. And as you come into any pose, you've got those options to adjust. So if you want to move your feet a little further away or further apart, you can do. Take one more big inhale here. And as we breathe out, look forward, lower to your knees slowly. You might want to take more than one breath. As soon as your knees touch down, let your hips come back. Slide the hands back towards you and stand up onto your knees. So you might find this rounding, tucking your tailbone to help you round up. Good. When you get to the top, lift your hands up. And as you exhale, slow motion, reach your hands forward. You can circle them round. Just seeing how slowly you can lower down. Slide your hands forward into your tabletop. And as you breathe in, bring the shoulders forward of the fingers. As you breathe out, lower down in your own way. Maybe you lower the chest and the chin. As you breathe in, option to lift the chest just an inch. Tuck your tailbone and tuck the toes. and worm or wave your way through to your cobra. You can always substitute with Sphinx pose, placing the elbows under the shoulders. Take a breath in, draw the shoulders back, keep your legs active. As you breathe out, can you get that feeling of drawing your front to your back as you pull yourself all the way back through to child's pose? You can tuck your toes here, and then as we breathe in, bring yourself up to hands and knees. As we breathe out, press down, look down, and lift your knees up, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So we are going to practice stepping through. To start with this one, bring the weight into your left foot and see if you can squeeze your right heel up towards your bum. Then as you breathe in, you have the option to lift the knee or lift the leg out straight. As you breathe out, look forward, draw the knee into your chest and see if you can carry that leg all the way through. So your shoulders move forward, you carry the leg and step it up as far as it goes. If it doesn't go the whole way, it doesn't matter. Pick that foot up and put it between your hands. Lower your back knee down softly. You can untuck the toes here. As you breathe in, push down through your feet, find that stable base and wave your upper body towards the sky. As you breathe out, relax your shoulders. As you breathe in, option to lean back just a little bit. As you breathe out now, bring the hands together, draw them down past your third eye towards your heart. You can twist to your right here. You've got the option to hook the elbow or hover, or even bring a hand down onto the floor, right hand on the thigh. Good. Try to bring your focus, your vision, onto a still point. And stay for one more breath in. As we breathe out now, we'll switch around to the other side of the mat. Gently unhook the elbow. Concentrate on your feet. Tuck the back toes. Bring your hands down to the floor and lift the back knee. So moving into Skandasana, that wide-legged squat, we will turn all of the toes at first to face the long side of the mat on the left. Then you might want to turn your right toes out towards the corner. Maybe turn your left toes out towards the corner a little bit as well. You're bending into the right knee, which is going to look different for everyone. Maybe you want to sit down and lift the left toe. This left leg is buoyantly straight, which means we're not locking it out. And your hands can stay on the floor, they can come into prayer. We're staying for one more big breath in. So, as we breathe out, hands come down, lift your bum up, and turn all of your toes towards the top of the mat. Keep turning them, and slide that right foot down, about halfway down, until you're kind of doing a plank, but with both hands on the floor and both feet on the floor. From here, very, very gently and carefully, lower to the outside of your left hip. If this leg is awkward and not for you today, you can stack your legs instead, or place one foot in front of the other. If the right leg is here, flex the toes. With your left arm, try to move the hand away from you, so you're not stacking the wrist and the shoulder. You want it to be further forward. Bend the elbow as well. And then just allow your shoulder to kind of shrug up towards your ear. Have a little wiggle. And see if you can find a place where you're feeling length in your left side. Right arm can rest across your thigh. Take a breath or two here with what you can feel. Or rather, where you can feel. One more big breath in. One more breath out. So we're going back to the other side of the mat. It's up to you how you would like to come out of this. You can straighten the legs, come onto your knees if you like. If you would like to go to a little kind of side plank transition, one hand or both hands to the floor. With your next big breath in, push down through your feet and lift your hips. From here, both hands come down. Turn the toes towards the top of the mat. Maybe bring your feet a little further apart. And then turn your toes back towards the left-hand side. You're now in a wide-legged forward fold, maybe. You can bring your hands up onto your hips and lift yourself up halfway. Inhale here. Turn your toes in just a little bit, and as you exhale, focus on hinging. Don't focus on getting to the floor. See how much you can draw in your front body towards the back, how much you can really stick your bum out. The more that you can stick your bum out and send your hips back, the more your heart can move in the opposite direction. For this first fold, if you're folding or not, see if you can find stillness for a breath or two. And notice all of the movement happening within your stillness. One more inhale here. One more exhale. As you breathe in, touch your hands to the floor or to your legs and lift up halfway. As we breathe out, let's turn all of the toes back to the top of the mat. Bring the hands to frame the front foot. Now coming back, it is up to you. You can lower down to the back knee and move through tabletop. If you would like to move to downward facing dog, I invite you to breathe in and lift your bum up. And then as you breathe out, you push the floor away. See if you can use your front body, pulling it in to pull the right foot back. As soon as that right foot meets the left, inhale, look forward, slow motion, lower your knees towards the floor. As you breathe out, bum comes back, then tuck your tailbone and see if you can round yourself all the way up. When you get up onto your knees, lift your hands up. As you exhale, send your bum back, arms wide. See how slowly you can lower yourself back into tabletop. Inhale through tabletop, shoulders forward of your fingers. Exhale, lower yourself down slowly. You can keep hovering if you like. Untuck the toes, and then tuck your tailbone and wave all the way through. With your next exhale, climb, worm your way back towards child's pose. As you inhale, ripple up to hands and knees. You can round your spine a bit if you like. As you exhale, become neutral. Hands and shoulders, knees and hips all stacked. Looking down between your hands, take one more big breath. And then as you exhale, push into the earth, lift your hips, find downward facing dog. Practicing that step through again. As you breathe in, squeeze the left heel in towards your bum. As you breathe out, option to bring the knee or the leg all the way up. One more breath in here. And as you breathe out, bend the knee. Bring the knee into your chest and then move your whole torso forward. Step that left foot up. Good. And lower your back knee. So the back toes can stay tucked here if that's comfortable. We're working with our active feet. Inhale, press down through your feet to lift your hands up. As you exhale, connect the palms. Draw them down through your center and turn to the left. Find your twist and take a breath or two into the new shapes. One more inhale here. As you exhale, gently unhook. We'll turn all the way around to the other side of the mat. Bring the fingertips down towards the floor. Lift your back knee. And keep your feet really active. So your toes are kind of pointing out towards the corners. You're bending into the left leg. And maybe the right toes come up, but that is completely up to you. If you are lowering yourself, try not to lock out your right leg. Try not to do that anyway. You may find increased pressure on the knee as you lower yourself down. Wherever you are, try and find that moment of stillness. And it's not true stillness because there's always movement, there's always energy. It's more like a moment where you can drop into all of it. Be still amongst everything that's happening. One more big breath in. So as we breathe out, let's use our feet, bring the hands down, lift the bum up, wiggle, and scoot your feet all the way around. We're taking that side stretch. So bring the right hand down more towards the top of your mat, away from your shoulder. Scoot the left foot down and turn all of your toes towards the left side. Now as you lower onto your left hip, just be careful. In this pose, we want to stick our bum back, lift the crown of the head up, and allow the shoulder to soften towards the ear. Keep that left foot active. You can keep the leg here or stack your leg. And as you breathe into your right side, visualize that breath moving into these freshly opened spaces. One more big breath in. So as we breathe out, just start to roll ourselves back. So you're looking towards the top of the mat, and I'm going to give you that option to push up through side plank, modified side plank if you like. So we'll slide the left foot down just a little bit more. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, push down, lift the hips, maybe lift your left arm. And then, looking down, bring your left hand to the top of the mat. Turn all of your toes, maybe bring that left foot a bit more forward. And travel all the way around to the right side of the mat. So we're facing the other way again. Toes are turned in. You can take a halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And you can either stay lifted up, or you can lower yourself down. With this one, if you would like to take a few waves, I invite you to bring the fingertips to the floor. As you inhale, try to keep the back of your neck long as you lift up. As you exhale, bend your elbows out to the side and let your heart sink you down towards the floor. As you move through this, imagine that you are combing through your body. Using the breath and this wave. So with your next inhale, lift up halfway. As we exhale, walk around to the top of the mat. Turn your feet to the top of the mat. Come back in your own way. You can lift your bum, plant the hands, and round the spine a bit. And then exhale, push into the earth and slide back to your downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale, look forward. Come onto your knees slowly. As you exhale, untuck your toes, bring your hips back, but then tuck your tailbone and rise up onto your knees. Inhale at the top, add in a little back bend if you like, leaning back. And as you exhale, reach the fingertips forward. See how slowly you can lower yourself down. When your hands are planted, inhale, bring your chest forward, elbows are bent and in at your side. Exhale, lower your heart down to the floor. You can stay hovering if you like, and with your next inhale, tuck the tailbone and come all the way through into your cobra. With your next exhale, bring yourself all the way back into child's pose. Move slowly. And when you land in child's pose, rest here. You can support your head either on the floor, on pillows or books, or with stacked up fists or hands in prayer. Drop in and encourage that process of softening. Drop into it like you don't have to move again. Try to remove the anticipation of what comes next from your physical body. When we are mentally preparing for something, our body physically reacts. Take a few cleansing breaths here. And allow each exhale to help with this softening. Every exhale allows you to remove a little bit more. Allows you to clear out. Let's take one more inhale here. One more exhale. So from here, as you breathe in, reach your hands forward and slowly come up onto hands and knees tabletop. Have a little look down, make sure your table is neutral when you go into your down dog, tucking the toes. And as you exhale, lift your hips, charge your fingers, the knuckles, the palms into the floor. So practicing stepping through again, you can do this however you want to. I'm going to offer you the option to pick the right foot up, squeeze it in towards your bum, and then bending the left knee, lift the right knee and open your hips. So we're trying to open the hips to the side like a little dog trying to pee up something really high. And you're really trying to open your hip out. Take one more big breath in. And as you breathe out, look forward, squeeze the right knee in towards your chest. And step through mindfully. This time we are keeping the back knee lifted. We're going to bend into the front knee generously, and as you inhale, push down through your feet, lift up and find a high crescent lunge. As you exhale, straight away, move into your twist, connecting your left elbow to your right thigh. You can modify by lowering the back knee if you like. Take one more big breath in here. As you exhale, gently unhook but stay low. Bring the hands to the floor, turn your toes to the outer corners of the mat and find your Skandasana. Staying straight-ish through the left leg. As you breathe in, lengthen your spine. As you breathe out, open out your arms, bring them to the floor. Lift your bum up, turn your toes all the way around to the other side of the mat. And then very gently, lower your outer hip to the floor. So we're back in the side opening stretch. Now remember, you can adjust this right leg to where you want it. We want this left hand to be away from us, not stacked directly under the shoulder. Give yourself some space. Take a big breath in, lengthen. Now as we breathe out, we've got the option here to bend both legs and sit your bum down behind them. So we're moving into a twist. You can have this left leg scooching in towards your hips. You want both hips on the floor, or it can straighten out in front of you. Bring the right fingertips behind you, and as you breathe in, lift your left fingertips up. Now either stay here or hug your leg as you turn to the right. You can also hook your elbow, just like we did before. Keep that little shrugging action in your right shoulder. Sit tall and take one more breath in. As you breathe out, look to the top of the mat. Bring your hands to the top. Help yourself back into that side stretch. So from here, option to move out of this in your own way. You can inhale and then exhale, lift your hips up. Inhale into your modified side plank. And then exhale, bring the hands down. Step that right foot forward and then turn your feet all the way to the left side of the mat. Wide leg forward fold once again. Turn your toes in, hips out. Take your halfway lift first, so lengthen the spine. And then melt yourself down into the floor. So here, if you like, you can completely relax, allowing your upper body to be soft. If you want to bring your forearms down to the floor, connect the palms together in that prayer gesture, and try to keep the shoulders under the elbows, other way around, elbows under the shoulders. If you want to start to lean yourself forward into your forearms, taking the weight into your toes, rocking back and forth. This is a really good way to strengthen your shoulder girdle area across our shoulders and chest. And it allows us to see things differently. This is an inversion. Take another breath or two wherever you are. With your next inhale, slowly come out, lift yourself up halfway. As you exhale, look to the top of the mat, crawl your way back, turn the toes towards the top, and as you breathe in, lift your bum, try and lift your heel. As you breathe out, push the floor away, use your right hip, right front body to slide the right leg back. Settle yourself into your downward facing dog. As you breathe in here, ripple yourself forward and lower to your knees super softly. Maybe a little slower than you want to. As soon as both knees touch down, take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, bring your hips back towards your heels. You're keeping that neutral spine. Keep your toes tucked, and like an animal, as you breathe in, roll yourself forward. Shoulders forward with the fingers. As you breathe out, lower your chest. You can hover if you like. Untuck the toes, tuck the tailbone, and inhale, wave all the way through. Now as you exhale, grip the mat, bring yourself all the way back to that child's pose. And as you inhale, roll yourself forward, up to your tabletop, hands and knees. As you breathe out now, tuck your toes, find downward facing dog. Let's move through this on the other side. Squeezing your left heel in towards your bum to start with. Take a big breath in and then lift your left leg high. And with your next breath out, look forward, step your left foot all the way through. Option to keep the back knee lifted, round your feet. Inhale to lift your hands up. Now as you exhale, move into your twist straight away. Hands come down through the center. Elbow connects, maybe to the left leg. Take one more big breath, stay strong through your legs. As you exhale, gently unhook. Turn your toes towards the outside right corners of the mat. And then maybe sit your hips down into any variation of your Skandasana pose. Sit tall, inhale. Now as you exhale, look down. Bring the right hand down. Bring the toes down to the floor. Turn your feet all the way to the left side of the mat and wiggle that left foot down a little bit. Lower the right hip. And take a moment here lengthening through your right side body. Maybe resting the elbow into your hip crease. One more big breath in. Now, if we haven't already, let's bend the right leg, slide it in towards us, and then drop your bum down behind it. So both sides of your hips are on the floor. You're crossing the left calf over the right thigh, if you find those twist legs. Left hand behind you, right arm lifts up. As you exhale, turn to the left and connect the elbow and thigh. And keep that shrugging with the back, the left arm. And keep breathing. One more inhale wherever you are. As you exhale, look to the top of the mat. Bring your hands down first and rock yourself, slide yourself onto your right side, straighten out the right leg. Activate your right foot by flexing the toes up towards you and plant the right hand a little bit forward so that it's not stacked under the shoulder. Big breath in here. As you breathe out, maybe lift the hips, maybe lift the left arm up. From here, bring both hands down to the floor. Turn your toes to the top of the mat. Maybe scoot your left foot a little bit more forward. And then turn your toes to the right side of the mat, finding a halfway lift. Turn the toes in just a little bit. Take a deep breath. And then from here, start to sink down slowly. Choose any variation. If you would like to do the waving with your breath, you can. If you would like to soften and hang out, you can. If you would like to bring forearms to the floor, you create that triangle. Palms of the hands together helps your biceps to switch on and support you even more. And you can start to maybe lift the heel, drop weight into your toes, and take a few rocks just practicing, supporting yourself with your forearms. Wherever you are, keep your breath full. Let's stay for one more inhale. One more exhale. Next breath in, lift yourself up halfway. Nice long spine. And as you exhale, walk your hands to the top of the mat. Turn your toes to the top of the mat too. So you have this option as you breathe in to come high up onto your back toes, push down into the floor around the spine, and then as you breathe out, use that compression of front to back body to pull your left leg back. As soon as you land, inhale, look forward, gently touch down onto both knees. Untuck the toes, bring your bum back, and then tuck your tailbone. As you inhale, stand up onto your knees and wave your arms up. As you exhale, reach it forward. Use your bum as a counterbalance. And then slide yourself onto your hands and knees. Inhale, lengthen your spine, shoulders a little forward of the fingers. And as you exhale, bend the elbows, lower yourself down. Inhale, tuck your tail, worm all the way through to your cobra. And exhale, glide or climb all the way into child's pose. You can take child's pose or a comfortable seat. If it's okay for you to close your eyes, do that. You can always half close your eyes. Just soften your focus for a moment. Can you drop into all of those sensations that tell you you're alive? You are alive and here now. Your body is adapting, working in this moment. Expressing so many sensations and energies. Starting to find that glow, the shimmer. So we are going to move through this one more time. We will hold each pose for less time, but we're still going to try to move slowly and fluidly, so we aren't going to rush through anything. Remember, you can take extra breaths or fewer. See what feels right in your body. With your next big breath in, reach your hands forward. As you breathe out, bring yourself up onto your hands and knees. Set your neutral table to start with, so shoulders over hands, tuck the toes, and as you exhale, move back to downward facing dog. As you inhale, soften the left knee and pick up the right leg in any way that feels good to you. As you breathe out, look forward, shoulders over hands, knee to chest, step your right foot through. Find your high lunge legs, bend the back knee. As you inhale, lift your arms, lift your chest. As you exhale, hands down through center and twist towards your right. Inhale here. And as you exhale, gently unhook. Maybe fingertips down to the floor, straighten out that front leg. And turn the toes to the outsides of the mat. From here, rebend your right leg and sit down into your squat. Palms into prayer, one big breath in. So from here, separate your hands. See if you can bring the left hand down as you lift your hips up. Keep it connected, turn your toes to the right side, scooch the right foot down, and lower onto your left hip. Inhale, relax your right arm for a moment. As we exhale, press down into the earth, maybe lift the hip, finding your modified side plank. Inhale here. So as you exhale, look down, both hands to the floor, toes to the top, pointing to the top of the mat. Slide your right foot a little bit more forward if you want to. And then walk your hands all the way to the left side. Toes pointing to the left. Heels out a little, toes in a little. Inhale here, find a long spine. Exhale, drizzle yourself down as far as feels good. As you inhale, lift yourself up halfway. And as you exhale, look to the top of the mat. Walk your hands up there, turn your toes towards the top of the mat. Inhale, press down into the earth, lift your bum. And exhale, slide the right foot back to meet the left. As soon as you get there, inhale, look forward, lower both knees. Exhale, untuck toes, bum back, and then tuck your tailbone. Let that wave carry you up. As you inhale, lift your arms up high. As you exhale, slow motion, reach forward, bum back. Touch your hands down. And as you breathe in, just come forward to hands and knees, bring the shoulders further forward with your fingers. Exhale, lower down, maybe not all the way. And inhale, tuck your tail, wiggle, worm all the way through. With your next breath out, push yourself back, moving back through your child's pose. Next breath in, come forward to hands and knees. Next breath out, tuck your toes, move into downward facing dog. With your next inhale here, lift your left leg in any way that you choose. And as you breathe out, look forward, step it through, and then place the foot between the hands. Bend the back knee. Inhale, slowly lift up, high crescent lunge. As you breathe out, connect your palms, draw them down through the center, and turn to your left. Big inhale, fill the shape. As you exhale, separate your hands and bring the left hand or both hands down. Turn your right toes out and sit down into your wide leg squat. Connecting the palms, flexing the toes up. Take one big breath in. So as you breathe out, again, separate your hands. Bring the right hand to the floor, soft elbow, and pay attention to your feet. Turn them to the top of the mat, and then slide your left foot down a bit. Flex all of your toes and maybe find this side plank. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down the right hip with care. And keeping those active feet, inhale, just relax your shoulders. So with our next breath out, option to use both hands or press down, lift the hips, lift the arms. One more inhale here. So as we exhale, look down, both hands to the floor, toes towards the top of the mat. You can step your left foot a little further forward and then bring your hands and your toes all to face the right side of the mat, our last wide-legged forward fold. Take a big breath in to lift yourself up halfway. A breath out to relax. One more inhale here. And then as you breathe out, look to the top of the mat. You're walking your hands back around to the top, the toes follow. Plant your hands down. As you breathe in, lift your bum up high. As you breathe out, can you slide the left foot back to meet the right? Straight away. Inhale, look forward and lower to both of your knees. This time, as you exhale, untuck the toes. Sit back on your heels. If that isn't doable, you can sit on a cushion or bring yourself into child's pose. You can rest your hands on your legs. Bring your breath deeply into what you are doing. Into what you are feeling. Can you tune in to those tingling sensations? The heat. Maybe sweat, maybe an increased heart rate. Just noticing all of those processes that you have stimulated, that you have worked to keep fresh and efficient. So from here, steeping in this glow, take one more big breath in. And then let it go out of your mouth. So with our next inhale, you have the option to come up onto your knees. Pad your knees if you need to with a blanket, or fold your blanket and your mat, in the middle. So we're going to bring the hands onto the hip, setting up our base first. If you would like to tuck your toes, that is an option. Or you can press the tops of the feet into the floor. Either way, the legs are active. We're going to draw in through the lower belly a little bit, just trying to avoid kicking the tailbone out behind us. And with the hands on the tops of your pelvis, on the crest, press down lightly. And as you inhale, move your spine away from your hips. As you exhale, relax your face, relax your shoulders. One more time like that. Inhale, press down a little, lengthen your spine. This time as you exhale, bring the hands onto your low back. Fingertips can point up or down. Completely up to you. Just squeezing the elbows towards each other. And this isn't about going back, really. Instead, as you breathe in, can you start to shine the line of your third eye at the center of your forehead up without cranking your neck. So you keep your neck and head in the same place, like if you had a Batman hat on and you can't move your neck. You have to keep it in the position in line with your shoulders. Then as you begin to breathe in, drawing in through your waist, squeezing your shoulders back, maybe you can tip your body back, shining that light of your third eye a little further up without moving your neck. If you do get to a point where it feels comfortable and you would like to drop your head back, you can. Wherever we are, let's stay for 2 more breaths. With your next breath out, look forward. Super, super slowly right yourself, and then bring your hips down onto your heels. You can remove your hands, rest them on your legs again, close your eyes. Tune in to that flow. Connect to your breath. So from here, move your legs off to one side if you're sitting on your heels. Bring your bum down. We are going to scooch down the mat a little bit, and we are going to practice a wide leg forward fold. So you might, depending on your room and your space, might need to turn yourself around, which is what I'm going to do. And we're basically just bringing the feet as far apart as you can, comfortably. There's no forcing. We're not trying to do the splits and get as straight as possible. But do take time with this. So check in with your hips. You can put one hand in front and one hand behind you. Lift yourself up. Just rearrange. You're flexing the toes back towards you as well, so the legs aren't switched off. They aren't asleep during this. And if possible, keep your knees buoyant. Keep them moving away from the floor a little bit. So the key here is just finding length in your spine and trying to keep the hinge in your hips. If If you would like to grab your rolled up blanket or a couple of pillows for support for your forearms in a moment, you can do. I'm going to start off a little method for coming down, which isn't really, it's not designed to get you to the floor, but it can make you a lot more comfortable. Our goal isn't to get all the way to the floor. Our goal here is to keep the long spine, and you're going to keep sticking your hips back. So it's almost like you're doing a cow spine, kind of lifting your chest. If this feels okay, stay here, take a couple of breaths. And then maybe try inching your fingertips forward, but without rounding your spine. So your hips are hinging, you're sticking your bum back, your heart and your third eye are moving forward. So don't place the pressure on yourself of trying to get to the floor. Instead, just take it one little step at a time and allow your body the time to be and learn from each stage. I used to, when I first started practicing, really dislike this pose. So then I did it more. It can feel really intense and uncomfortable, I completely understand. And that's why it's important we don't push past the edge. You want to be able to gain something positive from this. So don't worry about getting to the floor. If you're finding you're getting closer, keep reaching your hands further out. You can then bring the palms of the hands to the floor and maybe lower down onto your elbow. Taking these tiny steps, allowing your body to adjust, adapt to, and open up in each one. If you would like to use your rolled up blanket under your hips, under your arms, of course you can. Wherever you find yourself here, you can come out whenever you want to, but I invite you to stay for 3 breaths. Without rushing, let them be deep. Try to see the shape for what it is today, not what you would expect it to be. Just allow yourself a few more moments here. One more big inhale. So wherever we are, as you breathe out, super slowly bring yourself back up. You can bend your knees by holding onto your legs and pulling them back in towards you. And then if you have turned around, let's get back onto the mat. We are going to meet at the bottom of the mat, or it was the top, it's now the bottom. Toes towards the top. Keep the knees in by your sides for a moment and place your hands onto your shins. As you breathe in, lift your heart up. You can open your knees out a little bit here. As you breathe out, curl and round. Bring the knees back together. Again, like that, inhale, heart forward, knees apart. Exhale, round your spine, knees together. This time, knees together, inhale, let go of your legs, lift your hands up. And as you exhale, super slowly, draw in through your belly. And see if you want to challenge yourself. See if you can keep breathing, but roll down slowly. When your shoulders land, bring your arms out by your sides. You can cactus them. Bring your feet below your hips and rock the knees side to side softly. like windscreen wipers. So the feet are planted a little way from your hips. And as you rock side to side, see if you can get a bit of a massage, maybe in your outer hips or lower back. Let's come back to the center. I invite you into our last active posture. Let's spend a few moments inverting. If you want to build a supported, restorative inversion, I'll give you options. You can stay in this until the end of the class. You can stay in it through your relaxation. If your body is asking for something a bit more active, make sure you have a safe space around you, no sharp corners. And just go with what you're feeling today. There's no pressure to do anything here. Our first inversion is simply this, lying on your back. Knees bent. You can rest the legs into each other. Soften your face. Tuck your chin a bit so you're getting like you're trying to give yourself a double chin. And just let your breath keep you here. If you would like to bring your legs straight up, you can do. This is legs up the wall pose or Viparita Karani. You can also bring your rolled up blanket underneath your hips, get some extra height. If you have a wall nearby, you can bring the heels onto the wall. If you have a bed or a sofa, you can scoot your bum up to it and rest your legs on that. If you would like a more active inversion, you have those options for shoulder stand or headstand, remembering to protect your neck. We don't move the head. And we're trying to keep the weight out of the head and neck as much as possible. We are always supporting the torso with the hands. And wherever you find yourself in your inversion, try to soften your face. Bring in a level of softness. Stay here for the next few moments, allowing your body to steep in all of the good, all of the positive effects. When we turn ourselves upside down, everything within us moves in a different direction. This internal movement, this inner flow, allows for all of our systems to stay healthy. Simply using gravity when you feel ready, you can come out, and if you are in a supported inversion, you can stay there if you like. We are moving straight to Shavasana. But if we are in a shoulder stand, make sure you come down carefully. You're supporting yourself, lowering down slowly. Take a moment to settle yourself into your optimal position. Take your time to get there. You can craft your perfect shape. Remember that it isn't about the shape you make, so don't worry if it's, quote, correct or not. We are searching for an inner feeling, a place where we can rest, where we can feel that glow and allow it to permeate our entire body, our whole system. Yoga Nidra or yoga sleep the most important part of our practice. It's in this space that those processes can get to work uninterrupted. Healing, growing, upgrading, just like how our process of softening is ongoing. As you move further into your relaxation, know that we can't really expect to switch off instantly. We can guide our body and mind into that place, allowing this relaxation to be an ongoing process. Begin by placing awareness into your body, into your entire shape. And then focus this down into your toes. As we move through each area, each part, allow your awareness to boost this softening. Moving to your feet, your heels and ankles, moving awareness into your lower leg, your knees, awareness into the thighs, awareness into your hips, have a sense of your entire lower body softening, dissolving all effort. Move that awareness into your fingers, into your hands, into your wrists, moving awareness into the forearms, through your elbows, Awareness into your upper arm. Awareness moves through your shoulders. Allow your arms to soften and dissolve any tension. Move that awareness now into your chest, into your heart center, down through your rib cage, down through your upper belly and lower belly. Awareness into your lower back. Awareness into the muscles either side of your spine. Awareness moves through the back of your neck, into your jaw, through your face, awareness moves through the backs of your eyes. Awareness moves through your forehead. All the way to the crown of your head. From the tips of your toes to the crown of your head. Allow your physical body to relax completely. Allow your physical body to be held here. Allow your mind to be in this moment. And allow your awareness to settle onto your third eye center at the center of your forehead. You can imagine the deep indigo blue light. You can focus your awareness here as you steep deeply in that glow from your practice. I will wake you up in a few moments. begin to reconnect to your breath as we reawaken. Let's start from within, bringing in extra life, extra prana. And then when you feel ready, start to bring in those little movements. It could be wiggling your fingers and toes. It could be just like random little shakes or movements, shifts, facial expressions. When you feel ready, just begin to stretch and move, make your shape nice and big. And allow yourself to really move into it. When you do feel ready, roll over onto one side and walk yourself all the way back up into any comfortable seat. You can connect your palms together when you get there. Close your eyes down. Take a moment to notice that glow, a feeling that you have created. Thank you so much, guys. It's so great to keep practicing with you. Namaste.